Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Time to catch up with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. And coach, the Bearcats last week, game 3 of 4 of their homestand, stepped out of conference play to take on Chowan University as a game that went literally down to the wire. McKendree picks up its first win of the year, 42-35, in a game where both young players and veterans shined alike.
It's always fun to win, and I think our guys were, you could tell, almost emotionally and physically spent after the game. I think they wanted it, I think the fans wanted it. Everyone wanted to finally get a win, on the season. And so I appreciated our guys going full speed, all the way to the last whistle, to 60 minutes. It was a 60-minute game. Luckily, our defense stepped up at the end to stop them, and then our offense was able to eat out the clock and finish in victory formation. So again, kind of a good finish to a good week.
Let's talk about the offense first. The season high in points scored, total yards 510 for the Bearcats. Turner Pullen had a career day, threw for 5 touchdowns. He actually had more touchdown passes than incompletions. Ran for the 6th score, which turned out to be the game-winning score. Matt Cole had 3 long touchdown receptions. Talk about those two working together on Saturday.
I think everything was hitting on all cylinders, kind of in a lot of stuff that we were doing offensively. I didn't realize how good Turner was truly doing until I saw the stats at the end of the game. But anybody that throws it, over 85%, regardless of how many yards, is having a good day. And a guy that can now throw 5 touchdowns plus no interceptions. I mean, that's a credit to him and to what he was able to do. And it's great having a wide receiver like Matt Cole. The guy catches 3 balls and is able to take every single one of them to the house. So obviously a lot of things clicking on all cylinders offensively Saturday. Definitely fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
An element to the Bearcats offense that shined on Saturday. The Bearcats were able to run the ball pretty consistently, especially in the 4th quarter. Jace Franklin picking up a big first down to seal that victory.
Yeah, I thought we were able to run the ball very well. Not just 2 or 3 yards, but some good chunks when we needed it. And really a good run game takes pressure off the quarterback. I even talked to Turner after the game, and he was very, very thankful for the run game. Because again, being able to kind of move the chains, eat up some of that clock, keep our defense off the field, a lot of positive things when you're able to run the ball. And so give our credit to our O-line and our running backs. I thought they did a nice job running the ball.
Talk about the performance of your defense. They helped set the tone early, a pair of interceptions that led to scores in the first half, and then a couple of big stops in the 4th quarter when McKendree needed it most.
Yeah, anytime you get turnovers is a victory. I think that's the biggest stat ever is what is your turnover margin. And so I think our defense did a nice job of collecting some interceptions early in the game, able to kind of change field position, and more importantly, the offense was able to capitalize it and get points, off of those turnovers. It was kind of hit and miss, throughout kind of the game, but really towards the end of the game, you can kind of see they had a little bit more enthusiasm, our defense did, and sure enough, get them into a 3rd and short, stop them, get them to them 4th and short, at the end of the game, and, have a couple guys be able to step up and make a big time play and game over, and, able to finish with the win.
And 2 of those defenders that really seemed to step up throughout the game at key points. Jason Bennett, who was a little banged up the week before against UIndy, comes in, leads the team with 11 tackles, and then Devon Miles has really performed well in his first season as a starter at safety position.
Yeah, moving Jason Bennett from safety to linebacker is a little bit different, but he's really come on. He's one of our captains on our football team. Great leader, great person. Does what's expected, give me everything he's got. So, and then also, Devon Miles is really kind of picking up the leadership qualities. I think he's going to be a great player, definitely in the future. But as a redshirt freshman, he's got a lot of football in front of him. But again, those guys are definitely playing a lot better as the weeks progress.
Coach, your mantra, go 1-0 on the week. That was achieved last week. The Bearcats go to 1-3. Now they've turned the page. It's homecoming week here. It's Lindenwood week for the Bearcats as McKendree takes on Lindenwood for the first time as GLVC members. It's the NCAA Division II Showcase Game of the Week, so a lot of factors playing into this week. How have you gone about preparing your team for a week like this?
Well, there's a lot of, I guess you can call it a lot of distractions, and it's great having homecoming. It's, the fans are up, a lot of people back on campus, a lot of juice kind of going around. having a local team like Lindenwood, who's less than an hour drive, from here, being able to play a team like that, I know they'll bring a big crowd because it's almost like a home game for them. Having a national televised game, kind of the D2 game of the week, I think it's important for not only the university but the area and Lebanon and St. Louis, and really kind of showcase Midwest football at its best. So a lot of distractions, but at the end of the day, it's still a 60-minute game. And getting guys to understand that it's still about execution, it's still about blocking, it's still about tackling, and doing the little things right all the time. Just continue to kind of gripe on that, week in and week out.
Coach, let's talk about Lindenwood. Don't let the record fool anyone. They're 1-3 coming in, but 1-0 in the GLVC team conference coming in. But they're a lot better team than what their record shows. A very talented squad on both sides of the ball.
No question. I mean, you talk about even their losses. One was to an FCS program that's a very top team in the country. Next, they probably should have beaten a top 25 team in Midwestern State. Came down to the wire, and unfortunately they had a fumble kind of going in for the final score. And then even Davenport a week ago, this is a team that was up 21-10 going into the fourth and ended up losing the game. And so a very talented team. I think, looking at from top to bottom, I think they're very, very solid in what they do. I think they've got great coaching staff. This will be a tough game this weekend, and hopefully we're ready for it.
As a team that comes in from the MIAA, a very competitive Division II conference as it is, Lindenwood picked second in the conference, and they're certainly a worthy foe coming into Lehman Field.
And I think there's okay, how's a new team coming in the conference? How are they going to be? But honestly, you put on the film and see what they can do, and they're deserving of a preseason ranking like that. They've got some very talented athletes that can run around and make some big time plays. And if you're not careful, they can really jump on you very, very quickly. So, like I said, very solid team, and kind of excited for Saturday.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget, it's McKendree, Lindenwood, Saturday. 1:05 is the kickoff time at Lehman Field. Check our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, for streaming sites for the broadcast, as well as it will be carried on the GLVC Sports Network.